Eibar is one of many small towns that dot the Basque country of northern Spain. Roughly halfway between Bilbao and San Sebastian, the two main cities of the region, it's home to fewer than 30,000 people. And that makes the achievements of their football team all the more remarkable. They won no major trophies or titles since their formation in 1940. They have, however, developed a reputation as a solid club, having spent most of the last 3 decades in the second tier. Amongst their former players are FIFA World Cup winners Xabi Alonso and David Silva. But there's a world of difference between the second division and La Liga. Eibar will be celebrating their 75th anniversary as a top-flight club for the very first time. Sporting director Fran Garagaza.
It's very emotional. It's a dream for such a small city to achieve something as big as this. Supporters have been coming up to us and saying thank you, like we did something huge for them. Such recognition has been very important to us.
It's been a marvellous couple of years, winning back-to-back promotions. And now we're going to try to enjoy this season. It's very difficult for us to compete in this league, but we're going to try our best.
Personally, for the fans and for the city, it's a dream come true to play in the first division. It's massive and historic. We're going to play in the top level for the first time, and for the players and the city, it's incredible.
Yet the fairy tale nearly ended before it had begun. Though Spanish football isn't often noted for financial sobriety, La Liga rules state that a club promoted to the top division must be able to raise capital to cover a minimum 25% of expenses. For Eibar, that was considered to be €2 million, and they had less than a quarter of that total. It meant, following promotion, the club faced a race against the clock to raise the shortfall. Thanks to a fundraising campaign that saw the game's romantics digging deep into their pockets, they raised the money before the early August deadline, selling nearly €2 million worth of shares.
All sorts of people helped us with small donations. This enabled us to raise even more funds than were required to compete in La Liga. There was also a lot of solidarity from people. They thought it was unfair. How can a club with no debt be required to raise so much money in order to compete?
There is potentially another headache. All stadiums are required to have a minimum seating capacity of 15,000 within 2 years of promotion. And the Iparrua Stadium only holds around 6, even though one of the stands has been enlarged. The thought is that further expansion would be considered should they survive this season, though the club regards the current layout to be a real advantage.
Fans are very close to the pitch here, so it's difficult for away teams. That's why we'll try to win as many points as possible at home. We're hoping we can expand the capacity and play in front of sellout crowds, which will give us the extra strength to win games.
Gaisca Garitano was a player here a decade ago and is now in his second season as head coach. After so many years of lower league competition, he and everyone else at Eibar is looking forward to welcoming La Liga's big guns to town.
These are going to be very special matches, dream matches, playing at Iparrua against Real Madrid and Barcelona. And I think we can compete. We don't have to be afraid. They have much more potential than us, their budgets are higher, they have better players, everything about them is better. But I believe this team can compete against them. Maybe not over 38 games for the title, but in just one game, why not? We're going to try to be competitive, and when they come to play here, it won't be easy for them to walk away with 3 points.
Eibar may seem the odd men out this season. But though even survival will be a daunting challenge, the fact is they've already overcome plenty of obstacles just to get as far as this. Not the least of these was winning the second division on a shoestring budget of €3 million, the lowest of any of the league's 22 teams.
We're in good condition. We've had a good pre-season, and we're getting to know each other as we have new teammates. We're getting fitter, and I know we'll be 100% ready to compete when the time comes. In the end, it's a fight between the small man and the giant. We may be small, but small can sometimes beat big. It's going to be a very long fight, week after week, but we're hoping we can beat the giant.
The next time you hear a David and Goliath story, don't think of an underdog, think of a confident competitor who's more than happy to be underestimated. After all, Eibar opened their league campaign with a win.